Thank you for dropping in. It's the Detox series with Dr. Sigrid. Dr. Sigrid is based in Singapore and is a naturopath treating a range of conditions, including TSW and mold. Today I'll be asking her more about one case of TSW. Listen on and find out more. What was this case again?
Oh, this was one of my patients who had TSW very, very badly. Like, this is a person who, she was in her 40s. She had to quit her job because the eczema was so bad. She basically wasn't sleeping at night. She spent all her day vacuuming flakes. She was very depressed because of this, a great deal of pain, was literally in and out of the hospital with super infections all the time. It's a very difficult case. And I worked with her for many years, probably 4 or 5 years. And we got her to a point where it was more manageable, but it certainly wasn't where I would have liked it to be. And we were kind of stumped. She had literally done everything possible, and we were talking about skin barrier and environmental exposure and how by the time eczema is bad enough and your skin barrier is so worn down, the body will start aggravating with just about anything that touches your skin that's not supposed to. And so they lived in Punggol, and she had told me there was a lot of construction around her house. And somehow, I don't know, there was this big construction project. And she started wondering if maybe she had some kind of exposure to something. And this is in spite of her getting air purifiers, and doing all of that. So finally, because it had gotten to a point where she had nothing to lose, basically, she moved to her in-laws. Literally, like, they own an HDB in Punggol. They just left it and went to live with her in-laws in the West. And I kid you not, within 3 weeks, her skin was almost normal. And we just both could not believe it. And she stayed there for a while. She probably lived there for a whole year until her skin had really stabilized. And then moved back into her old HDB. But I think because her skin barrier had a chance to regenerate, because that inflammatory trigger was gone for long enough, and she had been on loads of nutritional supplements, right? Because I really wanted to ensure that she had all these building blocks, right, to build skin barrier back. And then I saw her a few years later, and she came and saw me for something completely unrelated. And I just couldn't believe her skin was still so good. And that's one thing with TSW that always blows my mind, is that the ability of the skin to regenerate. Some of these patients, they maybe have a little scarring on some of these areas, right? But apart from that, their skin just looks so perfect, right? Like, I wish we had figured this out sooner, but it's also true that you can't ask your patient to move just like that, right? It's costly. It's a big deal. You would hope easier measures would be enough. But I think for her body must have just been exquisitely sensitive to, I don't know if it's dust or something else from the construction, but there was something.
I hope this was insightful and maybe even useful for you. Please like and subscribe if you want more. We will be discussing more cases of detox, TSW included, but also other cases, including night sweats, Candida, and different ways to test for toxins. So like and subscribe if you want to know more. Thank you.